Boris Johnson's chief Brexit negotiator called on Brussels to be realistic if it wants to secure a trade deal with Britain. Lord Frost said talks would fail without further realism and flexibility from the EU on its demands to secure future access to Britain's coastal waters. He said without movement from the bloc and agreement on fisheries, risks being impossible to bridge. But despite the differences in position, Lord Frost said a post-Brexit trade deal is starting to take shape after the 9th formal round of talks in Brussels. He said, "We have just completed the 9th round of our negotiations with the EU about our future relationship. These were constructive discussions conducted in a good spirit. In many areas of our talks, although differences remain, the outlines of an agreement are visible. This is true of most of the core areas of a trade and economic agreement, notably trade in goods and services, transport, energy, social security, and participation in EU programs. This has however been true for some time. I am also encouraged that progress has been possible on a law enforcement agreement and that there has been convergence on the structure of the overall partnership. After making progress in a number of areas, talks are still blocked on most contentious issues, including state aid and fisheries." Lord Frost added, "In other areas familiar differences remain. On the level playing field, including subsidy policy, we continue to seek an agreement that ensures our ability to set our own laws in the UK without constraints that go beyond those appropriate to a free trade agreement. There has been some limited progress here, but the EU need to move further before an understanding can be reached. On fisheries, the gap between us is unfortunately very large and, without further realism and flexibility from the EU, risks being impossible to bridge. These issues are fundamental to our future status as an independent country. And now the chances of a deal before the October 15 summit of European leaders has slipped." Lord Frost said, "I am concerned that there is very little time now to resolve these issues ahead of the European Council on the 15th of October. For our part, we continue to be fully committed to working hard to find solutions, if they are there to be found.